Welcome to our Part 4 RoboLogix tutorial video. We have spent the last 3 tutorials creating a basic pick-and-place program piece by piece. At the end of our last tutorial, our program was capable of picking a box up from conveyor 1 and placing it on conveyor 2. This time out, we'll be adding some program flow control instructions that will allow a portion of the program to be repeated over and over again. The label and jump to label instructions allow the user to create just such a programming loop. We will use this looping concept to transfer more than a single box with our program. We'll begin by thinking about some of the changes we'll need to make to have this operation repeated. The first thing we'll need to do is bring another box to the end of conveyor 1. We will also have to advance conveyor 2 so that the box can clear the target area. Lastly, once the arm is finished dropping a box on conveyor 2, it must return to the original position over conveyor 1 and wait for the next box to arrive. In our original program, we're having to wait 12 seconds for a box to reach the end of the conveyor. To shorten this waiting period, we will start a new box towards the end of the conveyor as soon as the current box has been picked up. Once a box has been placed on conveyor 2 and the arm has been retracted, we'll need to start that conveyor, let the box clear the target area, and then stop it. And lastly, we need to move the tool center point back over conveyor 1 and wait for the next box. We'll run a new program that's designed to include this functionality. The first new line starts conveyor 1 immediately after the box has been picked up. This gets the next box moving towards the target area right away. The next grouping of additional lines are intended to advance conveyor 2 and leave a place for a new box. These last couple of instructions are intended to return the tool center point over conveyor 1 and wait for the next box to arrive. Moving on, we'll examine how the program flow control instructions can be used to execute a section of the program multiple times by creating a loop. The label and jump to label instructions will provide us with the desired functionality. As can be seen, jump and label instructions have been added to the latest version of our program. The part of the program that resides between the label and jump to label instructions will be repeated over and over again. These two program flow control instructions can be used to step over or repeat any section of a program as desired. It's important to note that the defined loop will execute endlessly forever. Only the emergency stop button can terminate the program's execution in its current state. What's required is the addition of a conditional exit for the program loop. The conditional exit consists of 2 new instructions and a few stored variables. The first instruction that was added to the program was the modify register instruction. This instruction allows the user to add, subtract, multiply or divide the contents of any 2 variable register locations and can control where the result gets stored. The next entry in the program is the if-then conditional logic statement. This instruction allows the user to compare the contents of 2 variable register entries. The instruction determines if the magnitude of one register entry is greater than, less than, equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, or not at all equal to the value stored in the other referenced variable register location. The instruction provides a true or false result. If at the time of execution the if-then statement is true, the instruction immediately following this one will be executed. If the condition is false, the next instruction is skipped and the jump to label is not executed. When we rerun the program, we discover that the loop was exited after 3 boxes were transferred. That brings our Part 4 Series 2 tutorial animation to a conclusion.